Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the Hunt for the Decepticons 2010 version of the Fallen. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to take him out of the packaging in a second, have a detailed look at him in both of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. I'll show you the accessories that come with him, and because I suppose he's quite an old toy now, I'm going to point out things that you need to be aware of if you're after purchasing one for yourself. This video is especially for Aaron Cummings, so I hope he likes it very much. So we've got the packaging here. For those of you who are unaware, Hunt for the Decepticons was a toy line in between the Revenge of the Fallen and indeed the Dark of the Moon toy line, hence it being out in 2010. And they took some movie bots, and as you can see in this case, they gave them a new deco. However, with this one, they massively updated him compared to the original. Although it's common now with the Studio Series version, this was the first one which you could take his face off and of course reenact the Give Me Your Face scene. So as you can see on the background, he's also got a huge staff. In the alternate mode, to be honest, I actually don't mind the alternate mode. I know a lot of people who really don't like it, purely because obviously I suppose it's a bit of a, you don't really know, do we? But I don't mind it at all, and indeed we'll have a look at that here. There's also a little bit of spiel there saying the Fallen knows he will be victorious in crushing Highbrow and Autobot Ratchet. Now I think the reason that's there is because it's also advertising Highbrow on this side as well. So while we take him out of the packaging and just move this out of the way so you can see everything, he's just going to come straight out. There's the staff. And what I'm going to show you now is probably the only negative and the biggest downside to the original versions of the Fallen, and that was that his feet were on these silly spring-loaded things, and they can be a right pain in honesty. So I really like this deco. Don't get me wrong, I like the original one as well, but I also like this deco. So, you know, he's had quite a few issues already. So he had 3 using the original mold, and of course the one from the new Studio Series. I think it was number 91 in honesty, but there we go. Let me move this one out of the way. So this is of course what we wanted to see, but again, unfortunately it's been used on 91 now. You can take that off there, and there is that face that again we've seen now. It attaches via that catch there. You've got full articulation, to be honest, on the head. It's brilliant. Loads of articulation. This will fit back. That's upside down. This will fit on like so and hold in place. What I do like about it as well is all these bits on the side. Even though this is some of it for transformation purposes, you can move these all around, all these spikes. This guy, as I say, has actually got a huge staff as well, which does, I think, split into 2 pieces or fold over, and it can be used a couple of different ways. But if you fold it that way, slot that in, and then this little piece here will fit into his hands like so. Let me put that there, and then of course he can hold it in his hand like that and wield his staff around. Of course, as you say, the other thing is though, you can see that because it's made of rubber, let me just take it back out, it is of course very flimsy, and it can be quite hard to pose, in all honesty. The detail on him though is brilliant, and we've already seen the articulation on the head, same on the shoulders, all the way around up to the side. You've got the swivel there on the bicep, you've got articulation in some of the fingers, in the wrist. It'll swivel around as well as open up. You haven't really got a waist swivel, you've got a top of the torso swivel, to be honest, which is a little, but it does get in the way of things. The legs as well are on like smaller ratchets. They go all the way to the side. They do turn in, but that is mainly for transformation. Knee swivel, ankle swivel, feet rock, tilt rock. I mean, this is highly posable if you've got the patience to get him into the position that you want to. As I said, I just really like this version of him, and you can bring these bits out as well just to fill in the gaps from these will fold out just to fill there. And do you know what, there's probably not much more to say about him in his robot mode. I suppose with comparison now to some of the newer movie figures, there's a mainline Voyager Optimus Prime. That looks so strange because they're both Voyagers. There's a Voyager Cheetor, again newer figure, so you can see that I know he's thinner, and I know obviously this one's perhaps a bit thicker, but you can see just how much the toys have scaled down over these few years. Right, I'm going to move these out of the way. We're going to come back and have a look at him in his alternate mode. Okay, then we're back and he's in his alternate mode. Quick apologies for no transformation process on this video. Main reason is to keep the length of the video down, and the second is because I've uploaded a separate tutorial video, so if you really want to watch it you can see it there. Now the alternate mode has always been, maybe a bone of contention is a bit too strong, but it always has been a little bit out of favour with a lot of movie fans, shall we say. And I suppose because it's, you know what, I don't mind it. As I say, I actually quite like it, but it is sort of like, what exactly is it? It's supposed to be, as it says, a ship, but because obviously you don't really see him transform into anything in the movie, it's just something that they've managed to make out of whatever's, you know, from the robot. But as I say, I don't mind it, rather. I think it's kind of cool. I like the fact that you can move these out. I like the fact that this is covered up the head pretty well. These here, I suppose, are the only negative parts for me, because they just sort of get in the way. You can of course splay these out. Everything does tap together pretty well, to be honest, and things are pretty much covered up. But that's, like I say, it's a made up mode. I suppose, you know, the fact you can make anything Cybertronian jet mode if you want to, because we don't really know what it is. But once again, I need to highlight that this is a huge Voyager class figure, so you're getting great money value for it. There is a masterpiece Seeker. I'm just putting it on the side, and it's as big as that, you know. Probably not in jet mode, it's not too far off, but in height mode it'll be taller, and indeed even in the alternate mode it is very, very big. It's one of them, again, really big, like I said in the first part, movie figures where the scale was out on everything. The scale didn't really match. That's why they did, and of course that's why they've moved on to studio series. But also the fact that you got, I think, obviously a little bit better value for money with the fact of how much bigger everything was. There's not much more else to say about this. There's some teeny little landing gears here that you can pull out, but then that sort of makes a bit of a mockery with it being Cybertron, because if he was on Cybertron, he'd transform and land in the robot mode. He wouldn't need his landing gear, surely. That's just my thoughts anyway. There's the hands all tucked under there. You've got a choice of folding them back over like that, or just underneath, because it is covered by this part here. But as I say, it's just nice to dig this figure out as a bit of a throwback, especially, as I say, for Aaron. So I hope you enjoyed looking at it. Once again, if you guys want any figures reviewing or showcasing for yourselves, let me know. I'll make a note of them, and of course I'd love to do it. Bearing in mind that's pretty much mainly for G1. A lot of my movie figures are gone now, but yeah, any G1 requests and newer figures, just let me know in the comments. Anyway, hope you enjoyed having a look at this throwback. This was the 2010 Hunt for the Decepticons Fallen figure. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.